truly believe everyone has one book in them. I've already thought about another book I would write just on my own. But yeah, I think it's and just to have author beside your name is kind of cool too. So I encourage everyone to try it. Try it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, in your case, like it's not a self-published book. Like there's you went through a local publisher that's reputable and they can actually help you.
Yes.
And that was part of the process.
But I will say that also adds a dimension of a bit of like, you're responsible for somebody else, you know, I mean, from a money perspective and you know, you talk money all day long. From a money perspective, it's like someone else is investing in me.
Right.
And I want to make sure I don't let that person down.
Right.
And then the whole creative process in terms of the pictures and the cover and all of that is a whole other level. And certainly when Ron, our publisher, said, we've got some really exciting news, we're actually going to put the pictures in color. Well, I was so excited. So there's the elements like that. You know, you're not responsible for everything, but you feel responsible for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. And you mentioned every single person has a book in them.
I do believe that.
Like, I'm sure there's people listening now, they're like, they have a little nugget of maybe an idea, but they don't know, like, can I really fill 200 pages or whatever? What would you tell them?
You don't have to fill 200 pages in the first day.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I suggest writing at times where you feel comfortable. Like in my time was in the evening. I wrote a lot in the evening because of and you alluded to it earlier, my busy life. It was hard to kind of get on, you know, kind of a groove when there was emails and texts and notifications and people at the door and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I do believe that people, if they want to start writing, find a time of day. A really good friend of mine who's a writer in Ottawa, his name's Jeff Todd. He wrote early morning.
Okay.
So find a time that's good for you. And once again, it is hard to kind of look at a whole book and think, oh my heavens, I have to fill every word on those pages. But ours were sort of 400 or 500 words, 600 words per story. So I always suggest try to write 200 or 300 words at a time. And that's kind of how I did it. Sometimes I, you know, did a marathon session and I would write 2 in a night.
Right.
But
on the flow, you just keep going.
Yeah, you just keep going. And you would get excited. Like I was writing about, you know, the guy who invented the Instant Pot. So I just kind of got going on that, you know, and especially if you get a couple good first lines at the beginning. The lacrosse sticks is a good example where I started writing that. And because it's, you know, very focused on obviously the Indigenous side of it, I connected with a friend who knew a lot about lacrosse sticks. So then I got really excited that night. And I sort of started writing at maybe 6 o'clock at night and I wrote till like 11 o'clock at night and sort of got that, you know, 500 or 600 words done, which when you know about writing, 500 or 600 words isn't actually a lot of words, but it, you know, was kind of an hour, 100 words or something. So
yeah, it reminds me because like a lot of the small business owners too, they're like, you don't have like a feedback loop of like, are you doing a good job? Like an employee sometimes, you know, they have a manager that's like, oh, shift it this way or do this or do that, whatever. But then when you're writing your book, like you're kind of going on a tangent for a while before getting that feedback of like, well, why don't we try something different? And so it's like, there's a lot of like putting yourself out there, writing it all down. Maybe it'll stick, maybe it won't, right?
And I mean, it's like anything. It's like performing comedy. It's singing a song in public. It's like writing a book. You are putting a little piece of yourself out there.